They ain't got to go home, but they got to get the hell up out of here. The Trump administration scores a massive win as the Supreme Court allows him to end temporary protection status for millions of Haitian migrants who fled their country, if you could even call it that, into the United States of America for a plethora of reasons. And now everybody mad. But this is what we voted for, and we are getting what we voted for. I am Brandon Tucker. This is Defiant Brandon. Welcome back. Welcome back to accountability. Such a beautiful word. I absolutely love it. Hold on. We had a technical difficulty. And that sucks because that was like a great intro. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see if we can get it here. Hold on. They always want to mess with me. It's the damn socialists. It's the damn communists. They always want to mess with your boy. Hold on. I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna restart. Hold on, guys. I don't know what the heck is going on with this. Oh, here we go. Now it wants to work. Now it wants to work. Hold on, guys. Stay with me. Don't go anywhere. I think I'm gonna have to restart my computer. Stay with me. Do not go anywhere. I can't believe we have. I can't believe we are. I cannot believe difficulties. Testing, testing. All right. Dang, I don't know what the hell happened. But thank you guys for staying with me. I think we're good now. I think we're gonna be okay. Let's start over. We're gonna reset this whole room. So if you were here, you're gonna hear it again. And if you just got here, you know, you're gonna it'll be your first time. It'll be your first time. So how do we start with this? How do we do this? Let's get it right. Okay, here we are. Okay, guys, I think we're good. Okay, everything's working. All right, we're starting from the top. They ain't gotta go home, but they gotta get the hell up out of here. Haitians are in absolute despair as the Supreme Court grants Trump a huge victory, allowing him to end temporary protection status for millions. I guess there's millions of them here. For millions of Haitian migrants who are living in this country. He is now ordering deportations. He is sending them back to their country, if one can even call it that. I don't know what else to tell you, but we're going to break it down. We picking it up. We putting it down. Let's do it.
Just this morning, huge news from the Supreme Court in Washington, with the justices splitting along ideological lines, siding with the White House in some major legal disputes over President Trump's hardline immigration policies. That includes allowing the administration to remove those TPS deportation protections for thousands of Syrian and Haitian immigrants. The court also clearing a pathway for more restrictions on asylum seekers at the border. For more on this, NBC News legal affairs reporter Gary Grumbach joining us from D.C. Gary, we know these TPS protections are intended for people fleeing war and catastrophe in other parts of the world. What does today's decision mean for U.S. immigration policy in general?
Yeah, on the TPS case, what they ruled, the Supreme Court along ideological lines, was that on non-constitutional claims, federal judges actually can't touch those issues. So if somebody's coming with a TPS claim that doesn't have to do with a constitutional issue, they can't touch that issue. If it is constitutional, which is what the Haitian case was, saying there was racial discrimination against the 350,000 Haitians that had been terminated from the TPS program, they say that it's not actually an issue. They rejected that idea entirely. So termination of TPS for just Haitians and Syrians right now, but that's more than 350,000 people, and that could mean bad news for TPS for other countries coming soon.
Right. Sounds like 6 justices found there was no grounds for discrimination. Gary, the docket still has some significant.
Okay, so Trump is allowed to end this temporary protection status. Obviously, you know how it goes. Trump wants to do what he promised the people who voted for him he would do. He wants to deliver on the things that over 77 million Americans voted for. And in true liberal fashion, right, these liberals have actually invaded our court system, our federal court system. They are blocking Trump. The people who say this is what democracy looks like are actually blocking Trump from doing what he was democratically elected to do. Over 77 million people said, yes, we want this. We want these people out. The immigration, the influx of migrants has been weaponized against Americans. They're using it to manipulate our voting system. They're using it. This influx has made it harder for us to find work. It has made it harder for us to get fair pay. It has made it harder for us to find housing. Every single quote unquote crisis that Americans are facing in America today literally can be solved by mass deportation. If the illegal and legal, even the protection status immigrants are removed, all of a sudden millions of homes open up. That settles the housing crisis. Companies that purposely hire immigrant labor so that they could pay a lower wage, they're forced to pay a livable wage because Americans refuse to work for substandard wages. And the entire voter what was I, what did I call it? Oh, the entire landscape of voting changes as we don't have to worry about people voting against their own interests out of sympathy for illegal and legal immigrants, right? And I'm talking about legal immigrants who do not have people under like temporary protection status, people here on a visa, etc., right? Even in the interest of those people, America goes back to being America again, working for Americans, not working for immigrants, both illegal, legal, and temporary, right? Or supposedly temporary. All of our problems are basically solved. So these people who are like, this is what democracy looks like, they've basically subverted democracy in the name of gaining a political advantage over their fellow Americans. And let me tell you something. I wasn't really tripping about the Haitians being here. I was more tripping about the Mexicans being here because I understand what they're doing in my state, California, which undermines the integrity of our voting system and it disenfranchises actual American citizens. And I was going to give the Haitians a pass, right? But then I heard them talking big shit on the YouTube, on the socials. And once I heard them talking that shit, I said, you know what? Send their ass back to barbecue. Send them back to barbecue. Send them back to the warlords. Send them back to their cesspool that they call a country. And let them figure it out since they know so much about what's best for America. How about you take your ideas you have for America, apply them to your own country, and see how that works out. This lady right here, I don't know her name, but she was sounding a little bit uppity for me. And from where I'm from, I was always taught that beggars can't be choosers, baby.
My question to the Supreme Court, what exactly am I going to say to those 100,000 children who were are born here and whose parents are on CPS and can be at any time deported. What should be my answer? And my hope is that you have a child. If you don't have a child, you have a nephew, you have a cousin, and you know how deeply connected parents are to their children. And for you to sit on this highest Supreme Court desk and make such a terrible, horrible decisions, to me, this is not acceptable. And I think this is the time for all of us, this entire country, need to stand together and to say enough is enough. This is not acceptable. Behind every single decision, every single policy, there is a life. And we're talking about people's lives that are destroying. You cannot go to sleep. I dare you to go to sleep tonight and sleep well when you know that more than 350,000 people are not going to be able to sleep.
I'm gonna sleep like a fucking baby. I'm gonna sleep like a baby knowing that people who think like her are being removed from America. This lady is so fiery. She's a fiery dame, right? Why doesn't she take that fire back to Haiti and become president and run that country the way she thinks America should be run, and there will be prosperity and success in Haiti, right? How does this woman have so much energy for the Supreme Court talking about they making bad decisions? Girl, where the hell do you come from? Narnia or some perfect paradisaic country where everything is great? Lady, you come from a place where people are eating people, literally. And you have the nerve to wag your finger at America? See, if she might be a citizen, but if she wasn't, I'd be saying get her ass up out of here too. These people have been in America long enough. The American people have shared with them. For over 20 years, we've shared everything we had with them without a single complaint. But it's like when you were a kid and your friend would come over and spend the night. Your mom eventually said, you know, he got to take his ass home. He don't live here. Either he going to pay some rent or he got to go back. These people come over here under temporary protection status. Keyword, temporary. And then they want to stay here permanently. That's all well and good, but you are disenfranchising generations of Americans to come. My daughter, who is a legal U.S. citizen, she was fortunate enough to be born in the United States. She has to fight with the child of a Haitian immigrant for a job. But guess what? A Haitian citizen doesn't have to fight with her for a job if she moves to Haiti, right? American companies can't just run over to Haiti, open up businesses and bring millions of Americans there and hire only Americans. They can't do that. Nor would they want to, right? Obviously. It's not a fair exchange. We helped you out. Guys, these people came from Haiti for like different reasons, right? But the majority of them got over here in 2010 when a hurricane hit the island of Haiti, right? And they were granted temporary protective status because of the hurricanes that decimated the island. Now, they share an island with the Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic on one side, Haiti on the other side. The Dominican Republic didn't send a mass influx of people over here. They dealt with their issues as a country. And they rebuilt and everything after the hurricanes hit that island. But the Haitians and their governance was so corrupt and dysfunctional that a hurricane, a weather event, was enough to totally destabilize their country that shares an island with another country that dealt with the impact of the hurricane and was able to bounce back and recover. Haiti and the Dominican Republic share an island. You have hundreds of thousands of American citizens go to the DR every year, mostly dudes because they trying to get some booty cheeks for the Lolo, right? Bro, it's the same island. Haiti doesn't even have to reinvent the wheel. They could literally just imitate what the DR is doing and bring in similar revenue, which could fund their whole country. But instead of doing that, They rather, now all governments engage in corruption, right? But some governments are more corrupt than other governments. The Dominican Republic, the government of the DR is very corrupt, but they're not so corrupt that they destabilize the integrity or they compromise the integrity of their country. They limit their corruption enough so that their people are able to live, right? The hoochies are able to go buy the hoochie suits. They don't break and bleed their people to the point where they can barely survive. Because I've seen those videos of the DR. Those girls over there are thick as hell. They got to be eating something. Then I looked at Haiti and they're over there eating mud cakes. It makes no sense that a country that shares an island with another country that is inhabited by people of color, the same Hispanics y'all try to join up with politically, yet you cannot figure out how to make your country run properly. Corruption. And the worst part is your country is so corrupt that people can't even live there. But then you bring your stinking ass over to America and then have the audacity to tell Americans how to run our country. See, you got to take your ass back at that point. They black and we black. And one thing I know about black folks, you can't come in a black person's house and tell them how to run their damn house. She's disrespectful. What do I tell? I don't give a damn what you tell them as long as you tell their ass in Haiti and not over here. I don't like that. We gave you guys 16 years of cooperation. We helped you guys for 16 years. You guys came over here and made billions and billions and billions of dollars. Do you know what controls political elections in a country? How do you guys claim the Jews control American politics? With money, right? This right here, dinero. How you said in Haiti, it don't even fucking matter. But, oh, it's French, right? They speak French. Why don't they get the French to help them? They speak French. Nah, they want us to help them. Come pull it up out of our pockets, right? Anyway, neither here nor there. Money controls elections across the globe. A huge amount of Haitians were allowed to come into America and make money. In certain states, they have taken over entire industries, okay? That means they're making billions and billions of dollars collectively, right? Why didn't these Haitians start a fund? Haitians who've lived in the United States, who enjoy the luxuries they have here, why didn't they put their money together, use that money to influence the elections in Haiti, get the people who they want to be elected, or they could have gotten themselves elected because they're still citizens over there, to then create an environment that would totally outclass the country that's right on the opposite side of the island, the DR. Because they're lazy, they're entitled, and they think what's ours should be theirs. And I'm okay with you being here, but I'm not okay with you taking what we built for granted. It's not yours. Now, the bastards that you pushed out when you got here, yes, we have to share it with them according to the laws of the land. But the ones who were born in Haiti, your job is to build your homeland to a point where it is a place that your children could be proud of. The Haitians refused to do that. They stepped foot in America and thought they had arrived, and they totally forgot about their homeland. That's not our fault. That is not our fault. That's your fault. Yeah, I had it hard too growing up. I had my lights cut out. There was days when there was months when we was eating ramen noodles every day and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see death and everything else like most other black Americans living up in here. And what did I use that to do? I used that as the motivation to build a better life so my kid can be in Florida right now at a volleyball tournament at the Nationals, then play 9 games undefeated running shit, so she would never have to experience what I experienced growing up. You guys came over here and, like that movie, The Dark Tower, say, You came over here and forgot the face of your fathers. You forgot where you came from. And now Donald J. Trump is going to remind you where you came from by sending your black ass back over there. And now you're going to learn a lesson that maybe your ancestors never taught you. Everyone has their time in the sun, but your time in the sun will end. All you can do is find some solar panels and some batteries to use that energy and store it so that when you're no longer in the sun, you got a little bit of shine that you can produce for yourself. But you guys didn't do that. There are Haitians in this country that are multi-millionaires. No Haitian should be leaving America crying. They should be looking at leaving America as an opportunity to build that country back. You guys came over here. You let the warlords take over. Guess what? Ask America to help y'all with some troops. So when y'all go back over there, y'all could get rid of barbecue. Ask for some oversight from some of these first world countries so they can help you build a government. But you don't want to do that because you want to cling to this history that is oftentimes misrepresented, where you think you're the only black country to ever stand up to the white man. How are you standing up to the white man when you willing to bend over for him just so he don't send you back home? You can't have it both ways. Cognitive dissonance eventually gets to the point where it is untenable. It's either one or the other one. You're going to pick a struggle. You're going to pick the struggle that comes with defying the white man and trying to be in an adversarial position to him, or the struggle of building your country with the assistance of the white man, operating like a international business partner, the way these even Arabs are doing. Even Iran at this point, much stronger, richer country than Haiti, even Iran is starting to realize, yo, these dudes is running shit. We got to do something so our people can have some semblance of a life, some semblance of the future. This is not the 1980s. This is not the 1970s where you could lie to your people about what's going on in America. They now have these cell phones. They can look at the cell phone and see the people on the other side of the same island that they're sitting on, seeing how they're living compared to how the people in Haiti are living. And they're saying we on the same damn island with the same beaches, maybe even more beautiful, yet we don't have what they have. Why is that? Now, Haitians, you guys are smart. Y'all good, y'all fresh, sock passe and all this shit. Okay, take all that back over to Haiti and run it up. Take it all back to Haiti and run it up. I don't want to see sock passe, ready or not, hear Wyclef Jean and them. I don't want to hear them saying this.
It breaks my heart. You know, it's very it's disturbing to my spirit. I have lots of my close family members that are TPS holders, and they're depending on this because they have kids to feed, and they've been in the U.S. for a long time, so this is literally their home.
The civil code, it's a wrong decision they make. Some of them, they like to live a terrible life when they go back in the country. They go back to the country, terrible life. And they have to start over again, like zero.
It breaks my heart. You know, it's very it's disturbing.
What was your walk?
It breaks my heart.
What was your...
It breaks my heart.
What was...
Hey, can you put...
Austin 25 News reporter Drew Caritas is live outside the Haitian consulate in downtown Crossing. Drew?
Rachel, the Trump administration has rolled back an 18-month extension of deportation protection, stripping hundreds of thousands of Haitian immigrants of their protected status by August.
Now listen to what this man said. There was an 18-month extension in place. Based on the way these Haitians was acting, you wouldn't have known that. They knew that this TPS was going to end. They said and did nothing about it. They didn't even create a delegation to go to Donald Trump and say, hey, is there something we could do? Is there something we could work out? Is there some type of safety net you can provide for us when we do go back? They put their heads down and said somebody else, some mysterious white man from the Democrat Party that I've never heard of is going to fix it. What about all those black folks who are elected in the South? Did they do anything about it? No. The black people in Washington sat up and allowed for the TPS for the Haitians to run out so they can weaponize it against Trump in the upcoming elections. That's what they like to do. They're using your future in your life as a political football. They're using the negative things that can happen to you as something they can weaponize against the Republicans in the future. But what I'm telling you is this, it's not going to work because 77 million Americans voted for this to happen. That's democracy. And in the name of democracy, everyone who voted against it should support us in doing it because that's the way democracy works. We don't get what we want all the time. But when the other side gets what they want, we should do our best to support them in making sure that it's a success. It's like a marriage. You and your wife might disagree on the way something should be done. But once you guys come to, once it gets to the point to where it's happening, the wife or the husband, though they may have disagreed with it, they should work as hard as they want to, as they can to make sure it's a success. I didn't want, in my relationship, I didn't want my girl to quit her job and start selling soap at farmers markets. But once she did that, I was right there at the damn farmers market with her doing the best I could to sell damn soaps. I think I actually sold more soap than she did. This is what we got to do. People have to stop looking at going back home to their country as something negative. Look at the opportunity you got to be in America for 16 years. You were supposed to be building up your finances, so when you went back, you going back as a king. You ain't going back as a pauper who made money but squandered it thinking that it would never end. They acting just like these rappers and these sports players. Make some money, think the money ain't never going to stop, and the next thing you know, they broke. Yeah, that's the way it is. But there are millions of Haitians who will still remain in this country. Why aren't you guys formulating some kind of plan to build the country up once you guys go back? Every country has tried to help Haiti get that violence and stuff under control. Even Kenya sent troops over to Haiti to get rid of the gangs. Haitians cheered on the gangs who were fighting against the Kenyan soldiers who were trying to bring stability to their island. Think about that for a second. Haitians cheered for the gangs who were fighting the Kenyan soldiers who were trying to bring stability to Haiti. Now that Trump is telling them they got to go back, now they crying. The gangs is still dangerous over there. That's what you guys wanted. When countries went over there to help you and get rid of barbecue and all them dudes who are over there eating people, y'all cheered for barbecue. Y'all cheered for barbecue. You guys cheered on the warlords. This is Haiti. They can't just come over there and do it. Well, now you get to go sit in the pot. You go get to lay in the bed that you created for yourself. The hypocrisy is over. Thank God for Donald Trump to make you Haitians eat your fucking words. There is going to be some straightening in America, and Trump is the man to do it. And if you don't like it, you can leave. There is an open door policy in this country. It's like I tell my girl, look, there's an open door policy. If you don't like it, there's the door. But they'll never walk through the door. They want to stay over here and complain about how this country is not living up to their expectations. What expectations? What expectations? There are actually parts of Haiti that are very peaceful. They'll never tell you that or show you that. The whole time when the gangs was taking over Port-au-Prince, people was going to Haiti vacationing and everything on the other side of the little island, the other side of the country. Go there, build it up, expand, do what you guys vote for over here. Give them some jobs and maybe they'll stop eating you. Nah, bro, at a certain point, a man has to be a man and go face his demons. And now these Haitians, thanks to Trump, Y'all going to get to face y'alls with the support of the millions of Haitians who live here, who are making money, taking over the medical industry in states like Massachusetts and stuff like that. They got plenty of capital to help y'all build up that island. Do not feel sorry for these people. You got to grow up someday.
General Consulate of Haiti here in downtown Crossing and advocates across the Boston area are now being flooded with uncertainty and anxiety.
And it does this country no good to try to ship people back to a dangerous country like Haiti.
A directive to push more than 500,000 Haitians out of the United States in less than 6 months is being called unrealistic and unfair by Jeff Thielman with the International Institute of New England.
You will see communities ripped apart. You will see families ripped apart. They followed legal pathways to get here. They did everything that they were supposed to do.
The Department of Homeland Security.
Yeah, they did everything they were supposed to do, but it was a temporary protection. It was temporary. Don't you think 16 years is long enough? When if it's temporary, when does it end? These people will never tell you. If it's temporary, when does it end, Jeff? At some point, they got to go back and start rebuilding their country because that's theirs. Not just produce a bunch of kids in this country so it can become theirs. Come on, y'all. If you don't want it, y'all vacate the island and give it to Black America. I bet you we do something with it. We might turn it into a violent cesspool too, but I bet you somebody gonna be making some money in that bitch. Bet you we gonna have some barbecue shacks and some strip clubs and some liquor stores up in that hoe. Come on now, I don't like this. This is a disgrace. This is humiliating for Black folks. You scared to go back to where you come from? Y'all worse than the Mexicans. Rolling around with Mexican flags but don't want to go back and live over there. Rooting for Mexico in the World Cup but don't want to step foot back in Mexico to save their damn life. Don't be a hypocrite now because I'm going to have to start roasting you.
Security says about 57,000 Haitians registered for temporary protected status following a devastating 7.0 magnitude earthquake in 2010. That status was renewed under the Biden administration in 2021 amid civil unrest after the assassination of Haiti's president.
This will have disastrous consequences for them. These are people that have been here, some since 2010. A lot of them have had U.S. citizen children here in the U.S.
Yes, they've been here since 2010 on a temporary protection order. See, when they make excuses for them, they're condemning them. Since 2010, you've been here over 16 years and ain't got your shit together? You've been here, you've been here since I was 24 years old and I'm 40. So in all that time, I got my shit together. You can't get your shit together? And people act like when they go back, they're not going to have they got kids here. Yeah, they got grown kids here too. Who can go work and say, Mom, we going to work. We going to put money together. We going to invest over there. And y'all just run everything. Come on, y'all. This is the problem with Black people globally. Everyone treats us like a charity case, like a bunch of people who can't do for themselves. Trust me, I've been to Africa many times. I got property over there and everything. Believe me, people will make a way for themselves. Ain't no welfare or nothing over in Africa. People figure it out. I see dudes selling bananas in front of the front door of the grocery store that's selling bananas inside. People will make a way. And they not out there because they not making money. The Black man, woman, got to learn to stand on their own. You can't be condemning the Europeans and then depending on them at the same time. And I'm not saying that anybody should be condemning anybody. I'm saying we should all be working together as international business partners. This world can be prosperous if certain people stop enabling other groups of people. Haiti ain't North Korea. It ain't North Korea. I mean, yeah, it might be a little bit safer, but it's not like the level of oppression that North Korea has where you just can't even start a business. You can't even eat beef because the government owns all the cows. North Koreans over there eating crickets, bro. Bugs. They going into the mountains to find bugs to eat them. It's not going on like that over in Haiti. Go back, have some damn dignity and have some pride, man. Stop listening to bleeding heart liberals like this chick as they enable you.
Under the Biden administration, Haiti's temporary protected status was extended through February 3rd, 2026, but protection from deportation and work permits are now set to end on August 3rd of this year.
They knew what it was when they came here on temporary. It says right on it, temporary. So they knew it was temporary.
Yep.
And the temporary is over.
Louis Murray, chairman of Bostonians Against Sanctuary Cities, is applauding the Trump administration for following through on mass deportation promises and scaling back the use of temporary protected status.
The Haitians have had a chance now since the 2010 earthquake to kind of get their act together, and now we have a chance they can go back safely and rebuild their lives.
Now, mind y'all, they came over here in 2010 because of an earthquake. They came over here because of an earthquake. It wasn't because of violence. It was because of an earthquake. Earthquake been gone. But what they didn't do, and this is what I think too, this is what I believe the United States should do. And I want y'all to follow me on this one, right? What I believe the United States should do is when people come over here asking for temporary protected status for whatever reason, I believe that the United States should tax a certain portion of their revenue when they work, and they should create a fund with that revenue that goes towards rebuilding the place where they came from, because they're not going to do it. They get to America, they feel like they arrived and they all good, right? I think they should tax a certain amount of their revenue, put it in a fund that goes towards rebuilding their country while they're here. And they should set a strict time limit, 10 years, 5 years, whatever. And when they go back, those people, that money should be given to people who want to start businesses and stuff like that under the supervision of Americans, the ambassador to Haiti, whatever, to make sure it's going towards the right place. That's what should happen. Stop letting these people come over here, letting them work and make money, letting them believe that it's all good and they'll be allowed to stay, because that's not the case. That's not the case. And the funny thing about this is, they're not the only ones who Trump ended TPS for. They're saying, oh, Haitians, this dude is racist. This dude is racist. No, he also did it. He ended TPS for the Syrians. The Syrians, right now, the Syrians are over here. They don't even want to take their people back into their country. But this is not something that's racially motivated. It's time for y'all to go home. For whatever reason y'all came over here, it's time to go back and build your country.
More breaking news. A Supreme Court ruling this morning allows the Trump administration to end TPS for Haitian and Syrian immigrants. About 350,000 Haitians and 6,000 Syrians could now face deportation. CBS News Miami's Tanya Francois is your reporter live in Coconut Grove with more details. Tanya.
That's right, Naja. We are here at Miami City Hall, where Haitian activists had already gathered. They were speaking before the commission about 287G, which is another immigration issue, when this ruling came down. Now, what this decision means is that hundreds of thousands of Haitians who have called the United States home, many of them right here in South Florida, will effectively lose their status. Now, Haitians were first given temporary protected status in 2010 after the earthquake. Since then, the country has been in repeated turmoil with kidnappings, gang violence. Now, this morning, the ruling means that Haitians who sought refuge here will now have to return as soon as next month. Joining me now live is Tessa Petit. July 2nd, you're saying that is the deadline?
That would be the deadline because the current extension expires July 1st.
So July 2nd, we can see a lot of Haitians leaving here from South Florida. They will be deemed, their status will be effective
July 2nd. Their legal status in the U.S. in the United States will have expired, their driver's license will have expired, and their work permit. That means that the tens of thousands of Haitians who are working in our healthcare system, who are working in our airports and our retail and restaurants will all have lost their work permit.
Yeah, so somebody is being dumb. You made it out to be like we think everybody who's not white needs to go back to their country. Nobody's saying that. That's not what I made out to be. I just told you that Syrians are losing their protected status. Syrians are considered white in America. Arab people are considered white in America. They mark the white box. Then somebody else here said, oh, they only been here for 16 years. Bro, do this lady right here look like she's 16 years old? There were Haitians getting TPS even before the earthquake. There were Haitians getting TPS for violence. There have been Haitians getting TPS in America since Papa Doc. If you guys know who that is. He was the leader that everybody was scared of, but he had the island. It was at least livable and somewhat peaceful. Haitians have been getting TPS over here. It's just that we were run by Democrats and Rhino Republicans, so they were never made to go back. But it's time to go. It's time to go. It's time for them to go. It's time for the Syrians to go. It's definitely time for these illegal Latinos to go. You got to go back to your country and build that up. Stop building up America thinking just because you hammering a nail, you now have a right to be in this country. You don't. You broke the law coming here, and it's time to go back. You guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like button if you like what you hear. If you're happy to hear someone speaking about accountability, someone talking about what's best for America, hit the like button. Subscribe to this channel. We are on the road to 24,000. I think right now we are at 23,850 subscribers. We are on the road to 24,000. And last but not least, if you are in a position to do so, please contribute to the stream. We have a challenge today. 5 super chats of $5 or more. We have to support the content that we want to hear because no one's going to speak out against this. Everybody's going to deal with this in a politically correct way. And if you support this channel, you don't have to. We can talk to them like they talk to us. You got these immigrants and these TPS people, they talk to us like we ain't shit in our own country. I don't know about you, but as an American, I'm tired of being disrespected by people that our hard-earned taxpayer dollars are being sent to help. You're not going to disrespect us, and we're paying for you. And then as soon as you get a leg up, you talking shit and looking at, no, we're not doing that. And I'm not saying all immigrants do that. Legal immigrants, I'm happy to have them here. Okay, fine, y'all here. Your little kid, your little bastards that you pushed out, I'm happy to have them here too. But sometimes, enough is enough. You got to go back to where you came from and build that up so I can come visit and stay with you for a while. You cannot have a one-way relationship where they just take. And then you know what happens when they just take. Your future generations, our kids, they get to foot the bill. And they get nothing in return. They get nothing in return. There is not a problem in America that cannot be fixed with mass deportation. That is the problem. All these thousands of Haitians that's going to be gone, that's thousands of apartments and houses that's going to be up for rent and for sale. Boom. That's going to take a big chunk out of overpriced housing. That's going to do miracles for the affordability crisis. Too many people on the system. And yeah, you might be working, but y'all, if y'all believe all these people is paying taxes every year, you out of your damn mind. Most black folks get a tax return. If you get a tax return, you ain't paying no damn taxes. Black folks celebrate tax season. I'm sure all races do. But black folks celebrate tax season. The government was just holding our money. We coming at the end of the year to get it back. Stop with this. They contribute this much to taxes. Bro, there are illegal immigrants filing taxes in America, bro. Sending money, claiming kids that live in Mexico. I saw a dude, I don't know how he was doing it, but he's an illegal immigrant, bro, was getting $20,000, $30,000 tax returns, and his dependents were Mexican children who were Mexican citizens, had never come to America. This is what I'm telling you. You are in a cap. What do you mean? I can't take the cap off? Y'all gonna see my little widow's peak? Hey, I got a haircut. Shut up. Don't talk about me. This is my 19th. This is my signature cap. I'll take it off. Is my cap hurting your feelings? It's off now, guys. My barber pushed my damn hairline back. You see this light spot? My hairline really just, my hairline really sit like down here, bro. Bro, push my ass back like George Jefferson. But guys, yeah. So if you can't contribute to the stream, I think I got a contribution right here. Let me read this. Pretty good show from an old Southern granny in Alabama. Keep speaking. Well, thank you, Granny. We appreciate you supporting the content. Look, we're all Americans. That means we have more in common than we have differences. And that's what needs to be magnified, and that's what needs to be emphasized. Not color and all this other stuff. What do we have in common? We want safe communities. We want opportunities for our children. We want to have prosperity. We want to be able to buy the shit we want. We want to be able to go on a vacation every now and then after a hard year of work. Very simple. The Bible says, keep your eyes simple and your whole body will be bright. Do you notice the more complicated we make things, the more frustrated we become? The more we're at each other's throat, hating on each other. You ain't got to be a rocket scientist to see it. But one thing that my big mom always taught me, you don't fight in front of company. You will fight, but you don't fight in front of company. So when you about to fight, you need company to get the fuck out. That's why these people got to go back so we can handle our business. That's fueling a lot of division in this country. You have a lot of people who are voting against the best interest of themselves, their children, and their fellow Americans out of toxic empathy for immigrants. And it needs to stop. All right, guys, we got a couple other topics that we're going to cover. Thank you so much for being here. I guess this is like a little reset. We got to talk about this dude, Faizon. Do you guys know who Faizon Love is? He's a comedian. He was in the movie Elf. Do you guys, you might remember him. Faizon Love. He's funny as hell. He's a funny ass comedian. Definitely does some colorful. Let me get the picture when he's in the elf suit, because that was that was like the funniest movie he's ever done, except for when he was Big Worm in Friday. So this guy Faizon Love, man, was he an elf? He wasn't an elf. He was like he worked at a department store or something. I gotta rewatch the movie. But this is bro right here with Will Ferrell. This is probably the biggest movie he's ever done. So that's him on the bottom left hand of the screen. Let me pull it up first. This is Faizon Love. Let me get my big head out the way. So this is Faizon Love right here in the movie Elf. This is him with Will Ferrell. That's the biggest movie he's ever done. And this is him on trial. He's in court for avoiding his child support payments. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. So apparently this guy hasn't paid a lick of child support in years. And you might be saying, Brandon, why the hell is this news to me? Why do I care about this? I just need people to join me in kind of laughing at this dude, as he is absolutely eviscerated by his own lawyer, who is talking about how broke he is in an attempt to get him out of jail. Listen, after I heard this lawyer just destroy bro in his finances, I was literally like, bro, at this point, just keep me in jail. He was utterly humiliating this dude. So apparently Faizon Love has a kid that lives in another state. He lives in California, right? He is a comedian and an actor. His kid lives out of state. The baby mama's lawyer is saying that Faizon Love makes a ton of money doing shows and movies, but he makes the majority of his money doing comedy shows. And so what he's saying is he's getting cut a check from the different venues where he does comedy. Quickly, give me a 1 if the sound is okay, because I feel like the sound might be off. He's getting cut checks directly at these comedy venues for $15,000, $20,000 a show. He's doing 2, 3, 4 shows a month, making almost $100,000 a month. He said Faizon Love is hiding this money. He says Faizon Love is getting this money and putting it in his friend's bank account so that he doesn't have to pay child support, and that he hasn't paid a penny of child support since like 2000 I think they said 2017 or 16. They say he's paying that. So he's hundreds of thousands of dollars in arrears, which is like in debt. It's like back owed child support, but he's making money. Faizon Love is arguing, I'm not making crap. I am broke. I am homeless. I'm living with my friend, and my friend is paying all my bills, and his friend is a guy. Don't even ask me how you get another man to pay all your bills and you famous without giving up booty cheeks. But he has found that. And it seems like a lot of these Hollywood dudes got some boyfriend who's paying all their bills. Okay? If there's any guys out there that want to pay my bills, I'm all for. I'm not putting out. I mean, we can't hold hands, but we could go play. We could shoot some hoops together or something like that. But I'm going to treat you like the ugly girl. You remember when you dated the ugly girl and she was in the mall? And you walk through the mall, you treat her like she just your buddy. But it's going to be true. We just going to be homies. But you can pay all my bills. Because apparently it's dudes out here who are just so good of friends that they're willing to pay dudes bills and not expect nothing in return. But anyway, so he has a new lawyer who's taking over his case because his other lawyer got fired or quit. And how he's affording all these expensive lawyers is beyond, no one knows. But this new lawyer I like this new lawyer because he was cooking. But while he was cooking trying to get Faizon out of jail, he was also cooking Faizon. And it was comedically funny. He wasn't even trying to be funny.
Motion. I'm sure opposing counsel has reviewed my motion. And we'll talk about the order of indirect civil contempt first, Judge. In that case, my client did fail to appear on April 8th. His contention is he had no communication with his attorney. His attorney didn't show, and he was not advised by his attorney that he needed to be at that hearing. Obviously, the attorney claimed that she was in urgent care. I know it's still his responsibility, but, the attorney, his testimony will be the attorney never advised him that he had to be present by Zoom or any other thing. I know that the court then followed up with another hearing, but the indirect civil contempt is based on that missed court hearing, which I believe, since the attorney herself didn't show, there should be some latitude given that Mr. Faizon Love may not have, even though he may have known about the hearing. Most attorneys talk to their clients before the hearing and remind them of the hearing and what's going on and possibly preparing for the hearing.
So this guy is making like a BS argument saying that Faizon Love's lawyer told him about the hearing, but the lawyer was sick. She was in the hospital. So that's the reason Faizon didn't show up to the hearing. Look, even if your lawyer is sick, you need to show up, and your lawyer will send someone on their behalf to ask for a continuance. So that's kind of a BS excuse. But I like where this guy's going with it. I think he's going to get Faizon out of jail.
I don't think that should be weighed very heavily. The financial affidavit is the main thing that was pointed out here. And the court refers to dates in the future that opposing counsel brought up that he may be working. And obviously, when you fill out a financial affidavit, until those occur, which actually the May 1st through May 3rd in your order of contempt did not happen in Detroit. He did not have those shows. Those were canceled on him. And the May 15th and 16th, they did the shows in Baltimore, but it wouldn't have existed at the time of the financial affidavit. There is an ongoing duty to do a financial affidavit. But my point here is a financial affidavit was filed. I don't believe it's the court's place, unless it's a contempt hearing and unless it's the person is being cross-examined on that financial affidavit, to determine whether it's accurate or not, or whether it's complete or not. If something is missing from mandatory disclosure, like he doesn't get bank statements, he doesn't do any of that, but that's not what was referred to here. What's referred to here and harped on is the financial affidavit. And having practiced law and family law, when a financial affidavit is inadequate or improper or numbers are not correct, that is what you do during cross-examination to show the lack of credibility of the person and to determine whether it's accurate, whether it's truthful, and whether supporting documentation can improve it. It's not for a court to say something wasn't filed. Something can be filed and it can be, and as you know, you've been on the family law bench, financial affidavits 99% of the time are not accurate.
Okay, so Faizon Love has to file a financial affidavit, which is declaring how much money he makes, right? So what the lawyer is arguing is that he filed the affidavit, right? But what the lawyer of his baby mama is saying is it was just a blank piece of paper with his signature on it. See, and at that point, it makes me feel like bro was just on some BS. You didn't put no numbers in the financial affidavit. And so his lawyer, who is very good, is saying, look, just because a financial affidavit is filed doesn't mean it has to be accurate. Most financial affidavits that are filed are inaccurate. It's the nature of the form. But he has to get around the fact that Faizon didn't put anything on the financial affidavit. And if you really broke, it should be very easy for you to count up your pennies, right? And say, look, I'm only making this much money.
Every single person has a deficit, even when they make $500,000, okay? But you attack that on cross-examination.
This guy's
I don't
good.
believe it's proper to hold my client in contempt for filing a financial affidavit. As devoid as it was, I don't think the court should hold him in contempt for that. Attorneys assist the clients in preparing financial affidavits, okay? His attorney in this case filed the financial affidavit, didn't ask him for any other information, and at the time he filed the financial affidavit, and the testimony should not have been heard at a CMC or an order to show cause. The testimony should be heard at a contempt hearing and challenged by opposing counsel. That is how it is handled. But if he never, that Detroit show didn't happen. That is what cross-examination is about, and that did not occur at a CMC. And they refer to this May 1st and May 3rd, but the financial affidavit was filed in April, Judge, and the hearing was in April. So how does he include income that hasn't even happened yet? And had no gigs. Committee comes final after my motion based on what, which was timely filed, is ruled upon. This judgment, it's garnished. So he has, which was timely filed, is ruled upon. That order does not become final until the has not been sent to me yet, and I'm going to follow the issue with it's 2026 income, and it has not worked, but he drives a night and the hearing was in April. So how does he include income that but a financial affidavit was filed? The rule does not say.
This is the hilarious part where he just starts like roasting his own client to get him out of jail. And why is Faizon Love in a wheelchair? Bro, you in jail. I thought people get in shape when they in jail. Boy, you better get in there and do those sit-ups.
That it must be perfect. It must be, that is what you can challenge. That is what cross-examination is about. And that did not occur at a CMC. And they refer to this May 1st and May 3rd, but the financial affidavit was filed in April, Judge, and the hearing was in April. So how does he include income that hasn't even happened yet? And as we stated, that Detroit show didn't happen. So at the time he filled out his financial affidavit, he wasn't working. This man has no home. He drives a 1999 car, and he lives with his friend who pays all his bills, who's here to testify. He had a movie And we have a contract of it, but it's right now. It was last week. He got picked up. He can't do the movie. That was going to pay him about $5,000 a week. I have that contract here today. So he has not worked but in 3 minor films since COVID. But the financial affidavit is not what he made in 2022. It's not what he made in 2023. It's not what he made in 2024. It's not even what he made in 2025. It's 2026 income. And at the time he filled out that financial affidavit, he was unemployed, had no movies, and had no gigs. Comedian. He does stand-up comedy too, Judge. And he does colorful stand-up comedy with colorful language. Unfortunately, he lets that carry over to his personal life. But
now listen, this is so funny. He's homeless. He has nowhere to live. He has no home. He drives a 1999 car, and he does comedy with colorful language, and he lets that language spill over into his real life. Bro is up there talking about bro like he's a kid. Bro, at that point, just let me sit in jail, bro. You humiliating me, bro. Where does your pride come in? And a lot of times with these fathers fighting child support or trying to get out of paying child support, pride just goes out the window. Bro said this guy is homeless. This guy is living with his friend who pays all his bills. His friend is there to testify. Now, I think this is his boyfriend, okay? How this dude got a boyfriend with his big ass? Because what friend is just like, I'm going to pay all your bills, Poppy? His name's Rodriguez, so I assume he's Hispanic. What friend? I don't got a friend in the world who's just going to be like, yeah, just come Frito it off of me and I'll pay all your bills. I think Faizon is making the money, and I think he's putting it in his friend's bank account. That's what I believe. Yeah, you definitely got to sell it. You definitely got to sell it, right? But I believe Faizon is getting money from the shows and stuff, and I believe he's putting it in the friend's bank account. He might even be getting the checks cut in the friend's name, right? And then he got like a card attached to a bank account in the homie name, and he pays for everything. Because let me tell you something. Just looking at how big Faizon's ass is, right? I'm a big dude, right? I'm big as hell. To be as big as me, you got to spend at least $40 a day on food. And then some days it's 60. Some days it's 100. And Faizon twice my size, right? So just his food budget alone could probably cover his child support. I'm not going to lie to you. Faizon Love's food budget, if he went on a diet, start losing weight, his food budget could probably cover his child support. I don't feel sorry for this dude. Most times I do feel sorry for the dads who are getting railroaded by child support. I do. I understand it's a messed up game. But, bro, you cannot tell me you're not making any money. And the other lawyer is going to speak in a second, and he's going to start kind of breaking it down like, hey, this guy is new. This guy really doesn't understand that this dude's flying, doing 3-day events where he's performing every day at 3 different comedy clubs, making $15,000, $20,000 a pop. And Faizon Love, his name still carries weight. No pun intended.
Judge, the issue with that is he did file a financial affidavit. An amended one will be filed. I'm in this case. I have the information. I am waiting for the Screen Actors Guild to verify what I was told over the phone. And my staff has been trying to get that. Mr. Love, I believe, has finally got something to somebody that it has not been sent to me yet, and I'm going to follow up the name he just gave me. I have had very limited contact with Mr. Love. He does live in California. The court did order him to turn himself in May 1st. Okay? The time for a motion for rehearing was still pending. That order does not become final until the motion for rehearing is heard. So I don't think not turning himself in May 1st should be considered as a penalty or punishment or punitive, because that order becomes final after my motion for rehearing, which was timely filed, is ruled upon. He didn't have money to fly to. here and needed the state to fly him here. Once he was picked up, he don't have money. He has $100+ in the bank, baby. He has a $500,000 judgment against him every time he opens a bank account. Plus this judgment, it's garnished. So he has one bank account, Navy Federal Credit Union, with no money in it. Mr. Rodriguez, like I said, is here to testify that he pays for his bills. He pays for everything. He helps him book his shows if he gets them.
Hey, bro, I gotta see Mr. Rodriguez, bro. Mr. Rodriguez is like Mrs. Jones. They got a thing going on. I gotta see this dude. Don't let bro be a Mexican man walking out in one of those little Chiquita banana shirts, bro, with his stomach out. I will die right here at this damn computer.
Obviously, a couple of shows have been canceled in the past because there's a writ of garnishment out there, and every time the shows or the promoters get that thing, they don't want to deal with Mr. Love. They don't want to deal with having to take money and send it somewhere. So those shows get canceled. Like I said, and the movie was Bombshell Betty that he had a gig for. It was probably a 6-week gig. It was going to be about $4,000, $5,000 a week, which he would have been unable to pay. So on the order of indirect civil contempt, I'm asking that you commute that sentence based on what I've represented here to the 15 days he's already served, or in the alternative, suspend the remaining of the sentence pending my submission, waiting on the Screen Actors Guild only to be able to submit that financial affidavit. And I do have a draft of a financial affidavit, but because of the court's ruling, I would like to have that Screen Actors Guild backup so it's not accused of being inaccurate. But I do believe the proper form to challenge a financial affidavit's accuracy is not at a CNC. It's not at anything but the motion for contempt hearing, Judge. That's when you challenge it. And if he's able to challenge it and say, Mr. Love, didn't you work this show? And Mr. Love, didn't you work this movie? And then it shows that he didn't include it. Well, guess what? His credibility is shot. That judge is going to order him to pay what she believes his true income is.
I think Faizon's credibility is already shot, but this guy is a great lawyer. Faizon did a great job hiring this guy. Rodriguez did, his boyfriend. Here's the thing. This lawyer contacted the Screen Actors Guild and asked them how much money Faizon was getting paid a year in royalties, right? Faizon is getting paid like $13,000 a year in royalties from like the movies he's done, some shows he's been on, etc., right? Now that's not a lot. It's not like you was doing Seinfeld. It's not like you were doing Frasier or something like that. But it's still significant money. He was on some pretty, I would say, big movies. Friday. He was on Elf and a few others. So he gets some residuals from that, some royalties from those. About $12,000 a year. Why don't you just run that check to your kid's mom? Hey man, here's $12,000. That's $1,000 a month right there. So when people, like somebody was like, oh, custody should be 50-50 right here. Custody should be at a default 50-50 with no child support. Fathers should be given their rights to be a father. But you have to understand something, author Stoic. This guy has to be on the road touring. This guy doesn't, I don't think Faizon cares to be a father to this kid because this kid lives in a whole different state. And Faizon lives in California in the Inland Empire and Riverside. That's not saying, I want my daddy rights. That's not saying that, bro. He wants to go out, do comedy shows, live that lifestyle, etc. He was banging some chick, bust one in her, and a baby was made. I mean, I'm with the fathers in this situation 99.9% of the time. But in this case, it just looks like an actor / comedian / actor who's making some pretty good money, who's not fiscally responsible, and he doesn't want to pay child support to the point where a judgment was made against him for a garnishment. How did you get to the point of a garnishment if you were doing what you were supposed to do? We don't know how much, but they said his what he owes is in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. But anyone who's paid child support knows it doesn't take long for that to be, for the failure to pay with the penalties and all that to get to $100,000. But I know since Faizon has had this kid, he's had some really good years in comedy. And he's making enough to where he can say, okay, let me just throw 50,000 at it. Let me throw 20,000 at it. I just don't think bro wants to pay. I'm sure bro's food budget is probably close to $10,000 a month. Bro's probably on all the apps, DoorDash, Instacart, Uber Eats. That's what they should check. They should check his receipts for his food. And I bet you his child support payments are less than that. But I want to go over to the other lawyer. Because bro just starts kind of cooking this dude. Oh my God, this the baby mama right here. Lord, she looks like she was cute at one time. She looked like she low-key could put that thing on you. But is she cross-eyed? Is bro baby mama cross-eyed? What is going on? Bro need to be trying to get back with her. I'm sure she broke. She going this hard over this child support money. You supposed to be buttering that up. Baby, take me off child support. Give her that thing.
Mr. Rockhardy,
Hit the back of that thing.
response on that? Just on the indirect civil.
This the baby mama lawyer.
Yes, absolutely. Judge, I know this attorney was not the attorney on the case at the time, but he apparently is not aware of what was really going on. First of all, in the several years since the final judgment hearing, since the 2019 case, Mr. Love has not paid a penny in child support. There's several $100,000.
Wait a minute. Let me rewind that.
The response, I guess argument, Mr. Rockhardy, response on that? Just on the indirect civil.
Yes, absolutely. Judge, I know this attorney was not the attorney on the case at the time, but he apparently is not aware of what was really going on. First of all, in the several years since the final judgment hearing, since the 2019 case, Mr. Love has not paid a penny in child support. There's several $100,000 of monies owed pursuant to the final judgment hearing, which I think was entered in 2023. He has literally not paid a penny. The only money in child support that my client's gotten has been pursuant to rates of garnishment, seizure of assets, things like that. Not a penny's been paid, and that matter's been pending before the GM. There's a contempt pending against him there. That's not.
Wait a minute. So bro haven't paid a lick of child support in 7 years? Damn. 7 years. That's crazy. And they're literally at the point where they have seized his assets to pay her money that he owes for child support. So now I don't even think bro live with the friend. I think bro putting stuff in his manager name so he don't have to pay and it doesn't get taken. Even when they say he driving a 1999 car, I don't know. I don't know now. I don't know what to believe at this point.
Before Your Honor today. But what is before Your Honor regarding this matter is not only the failure to provide the financial affidavit, but if you look at the order of civil, indirect civil contempt, it's not just a financial affidavit. It's Mr. Love may purge himself of the indirect civil contempt hearing by providing a full and complete family law financial affidavit, including all attachments thereto required by 12.285E, which is the mandatory disclosure, which is not only the financial affidavit, but the bank statements, the credit card statements, the credit applications, the tax returns. Not a single page of documentation of that has been provided. Mr. Lansky, I'm sorry, has advised that, he said, and I quoted this, as devoid as it was, referring to the financial affidavit that's been provided. The financial affidavit literally said, zero income, zero assets, no bank accounts, no nothing. It was not like missing a few things. It was not, it was literally just a blank financial affidavit, essentially, saying, I have no income.
So bro said that he just gave him a blank piece of paper. And I really believe, like, when I look at Faizon and listen to him talk, he does seem like one of those kind of one of those I don't give a fuck type dudes. Fuck it, I ain't doing it. Hard-headed dude. Now, somebody said that his child support is probably astronomical. We're gonna play a game. I want everyone in the comment who's under the sound of my voice I want you to punch into the comments how much you believe Faizon Love's child support is. I want you to punch in how much you believe his monthly child support is. And I'll do a calculation. I'll tell you the yearly and the monthly. Let's listen to this guy talk. While he talks, I want you guys to punch in how much you think he's paying monthly in child support.
We have collected, as I mentioned, some money pursuant to garnishments. And these garnishments are not small amounts. Yes, there are some small amounts from certain locations that we get. But just from a single comedy show that he did, which we had to litigate before the general magistrate to actually get paid, because Mr. Love's, one of his prior attorneys, was threatening the comedy club that they would sue him if they gave me any money pursuant to the order, which the GM ended up saying, no, you need to give that money, was over $9,000. So that was just about half of what he earned. So he's earning about $20,000 per comedy show. He does several shows in a weekend. He flies to different cities and does a comedy show and headlines and they advertise it. And we've been sending out letters to these comedy shows saying, hey, he's performing there in 3 weeks. Here's a copy of the court order seizing, 55% of his income. And they end up fighting us on it. And like I said, you can take a look at the court record and you can see where that is. So it's not just a matter of, oh, well, I was between jobs. He gets constant money from his prior shows and movies and things like that. He's constantly doing comedy shows all over the country where he flies there and does these comedy shows for $18,000, $20,000 a pop. And to say, well, but I had a comedy show and it canceled, so I put zero income, is not, well, but that's how it's done. I mean, if you're a plumber and you plumb one day and you plumb 3 days later, but you do a financial affidavit in between those days, on your day off, you don't say, I make zero income. I mean, that's just not how it works. So it's not just the matter of a financial affidavit that he has provided. It's a bad financial affidavit. It's an incomplete. It says specifically in your order, a full and complete family law and financial affidavit. And the second matter is the documents, the tax returns, the bank statements, the credit card statements. None of that's been provided. We're not required to take his word for it that, oh, well, I'm here in court today and, I'm going to say that I don't make any income and I don't have any money and I just get these small little checks and this movie is now canceled. We're not required to take his word for that. We're required to actually see the documentation. He's required to comply with the law. There's a specific purge put in that order that he has to provide a full and complete financial affidavit and all the documents pursuant to 12.285B. He hasn't done either one of those. His own lawyer said that the one he provided was as devoid as it was. So it's not been there. Now, if he does provide those things, the order specifically states, should the documents be provided to Mr. Rothbard? And should the parties agree that said documents are complete, the parties may submit an agreed order discharging this indirect civil contempt. But if documents are provided and Mr. Rothbard does not agree that the same are complete, a hearing may be requested by Mr. Love where the court will determine whether his obligations here are fulfilled. That's not part of this motion for rehearing. He wants to do that and say, well, we provided everything, and we're going to provide everything, and there's nothing to provide, but that's not set for today. It's not before the court. He hasn't filed the motion. He hasn't provided the documents to even be in a position to file the motion. So any motion discharging the indirect civil contempt it's not appropriate. The matter was...
Yeah, I think Faizon capping. So basically, I want to answer you guys' question. Faizon only pays $2,500 a month in child support. Faizon Love has been ordered since 2019 to pay $2,500 a month in child support. He has one child. This guy has no excuse. This man makes $12,000 to $13,000 a month from the SAG, which he don't got to work for. He makes that a year, from the Screen Actors Guild. Bro could just throw baby moms that check and do gigs. And then from what I'm gathering, so Faizon Love made $2,500 to play Big Worm in Friday. Then for the next movie, they offered him $5,000 and he turned that down, saying, oh, I made a culturally significant character. I deserve part of the profits from the overall gross of the movie. But then he must have been broke because he turned around and got paid. He did do the movie and agreed to take $800 a day. So you turned down $500. You turned down $5,000 to come back for one day to do a scene for $800. Bro's just an idiot, right? Now, I'm seeing shows where they saying bro made like $19,000 for a show as recently as 2 years ago. Then he does guest appearances on other people's shows. They podcast and stuff. He's probably getting something for that. Here's my thing. If Faizon Love started a podcast, he would at minimum make about $5,000 a month. Just because people want to hear that fool talk. Because he's funny. And he's a cultural icon. Faizon has done movies like The Replacements with Ice Cube. He did Friday. He did Elf. He has the resume to get new gigs. Right? He was going to get $5,000 a week for this movie that he missed out on doing because he went to jail. So guys, just think about this. If there are people still willing to pay Faizon Love $5,000 a week for a low budget movie, that means Faizon still can command a significant amount of money. And there's a lot of comedy shows and tours that are always going on where people would love to bring somebody like Faizon Love onto the bill. And they would generate a lot. Because I would go see Faizon do comedy in LA, right? I go watch a lot of comedians. I just went to a comedy show. Let me ask my girl. She would know. My girl's a comedian, my homegirl. I'm going to ask her. Here she goes. Dang, let me see. Hold on. I'm asking my homegirl who's a comedian. Because she brings on some heavy hitters too. See, she too big. She too big time to even answer my calls now. But she's texting me. So I've been to a couple of her shows, and she brings some pretty big name talent on there. And I know like dudes like Sling Johnson and stuff, the dude who played Black Jesus, those dudes are getting, they're getting like 10,000. But I would say Faizon Love is more famous than Sling Johnson. So if he getting 10,000 a show or something like that, he probably getting more than that. But I know Faizon Love could demand some bread. But I asked her, so she'll respond to me. But anyway, so yeah. So this guy, you're telling me that you're not able to pay $2,500? You're telling me you're not in a position to pay $2,500 a month for child support? Come on, Faizon. That don't even make no damn sense. And then, excuse me, like y'all said, bro could get the 50-50. You know, you could just take some time off or have your mama watch your kid for you while you go out and do your thing, but that would still qualify as 50-50 child care, right? 50-50 time split. So then you wouldn't have to pay nothing. This just seems like he was just like, I would rather do things the hard way by finding clever ways to avoid paying. And then on top of that, it's like, what about your kid, man? What about your kid? Your kid daddy is Faizon Love, but your kid is like, yeah, my daddy don't do shit for me. I mean, that's always been the type of man I am. How you gonna leave your kid down and out? Forget the mama. It don't matter what she talking about. How you gonna leave your kid down in the dumps with nothing while you out? I wouldn't even be able to put a piece of food in my fat ass mouth knowing my kid is out here living a regular existence when their daddy is someone famous. Sometimes, as much as you want to take these dudes' sides, you put yourself in the position of their children, and you're just like, some of these dudes are just scumbags.
Properly heard, he failed to comply with the court order, a motion for contempt was filed, we had a hearing on it, and the court made a ruling on the hearing about it. Again, he said, well, it was just done in a CMC, but it wasn't. There was actually several hearings before that where these matters were addressed, which culminated in the CMC. But again, there's a specific purge. He hasn't complied with that purge. And here we are. He still hasn't paid a penny of child support. And I need to add, obviously, that the court said, turn yourself in by May 1st. He didn't do that. In fact, at the hearing, if you look at the order, he said, I'm in California. No one's going to find me there. He was picked up in California at an Indian casino.
Come on, bro.
Where he was picked up. It wasn't like he turned himself in. It wasn't like he did the right thing. Yes, and he said, by the way, he said 3 lawyers since this happened. He's paying lawyers, 3 of them.
Bro, wow. Bro was picked up at the Indian casino saying, I'm in California, ain't nobody gonna find me there. Come on, bro. If you at the Indian casino, you either working or you gambling. You're either working or you're gambling, which means you got some money. This boy, this Negro is diabolical. But you know, unfortunately, I must say, I would expect somebody like Faizon Love to act like that. I kind of feel it. You know, he come with that big worm energy. He ready to kill you over $1. He wasn't acting when he was playing Big Worm. He said, he like, damn, them kids, they ain't getting shit. Damn, Faizon, like that? Pick bro up at the casino. Talk about they'll never find me.
Mr. Lesky is the third one. And still not paying a penny in child support. I actually have a motion pending to sanction him for that. And
do you really believe that this man is, somebody said, if he buys the kids stuff, it's just a gift according to the court. Listen, bro, do you truly believe that a man that is hiding from child support, a man who's putting all his stuff in his boyfriend's name, a dude who said, I don't own anything, I'm dead broke, I'm not making a penny, do you really think he's buying his kids gifts? Like, just ask yourself that question. Do you really believe this man is buying his kids gifts? Come on, guys. We ain't stupid now. This dude ain't giving them kids shit. He probably like, she getting welfare, she could go get a job. He just seems like one of those type of guys. Because I ain't hiding from nobody. I'm not even going to live that life. The lawyer pissed
I'm
off.
going to object to any reference to a motion that's not noticed for today.
Hold on, Mr. Rothbard, there's an objection by Mr. Lansky.
My objection is what's noticed for today is what's noticed for today. I don't care what motions he's filed. That's not on the.
Yeah, we don't need to go into whatever motions have been filed or have yet to be, that aren't noticed for today.
Hey, he paying money for these lawyers because that's a hell of a lawyer he got. So bro got some bread, or somebody got some bread. Faizon ought to be ashamed of his damn self. Coming in, and I feel like he coming there in that wheelchair to try to garner sympathy. Come on, bro. He's a great actor, man. But just my thing with these movie people is like, Go to work. Go to work. You're not just an actor where you're like, I got to wait for somebody to make a movie and then they call me. You're a comedian. You can do comedy shows anywhere, bro. I live in Long Beach. This is right on the nuts, under the nuts of LA. You can go to the Laugh Factory. You can go to the Comedy Store. There are a million little comedy clubs out here that will pay someone like Faizon Love to come do a show there. Work on your material, right? I'm sure Dave Chappelle would throw this fool a bone. You honestly think Dave Chappelle wouldn't help out Faizon Love if he really needed money? Come on, man.
He hasn't complied with the court orders. He was at the hearing where the court said, turn yourself in by May 1st. There was no question about this. And he didn't do it. Just like he said he wouldn't do it at the hearing. He said, no one's going to find me, no one's going to pick me up. Wrong. He was wrong on that, right? But the fact is that he hasn't provided the discovery. He didn't comply with the original.
The other side is never issued. There's also something called a deposition, which esteemed counsel on the other side or less. So, I'm sorry, Judge.
Damn,
these aren't
Faizon.
garnishments. I want to point out, and I'll show the court, the document, which are direct payments of $43,000 since 2022. So for counsel on the other side, and I'll pass this to the court.
Hey, this guy's good because he said he hadn't paid a penny, but now they got a document saying he paid $43,000 in child support, direct payments.
For counsel on the
direct payments from whom?
These are direct payments from Mr. Love since 2022 in the amount of $43,000. So for him to argue at a hearing that zero's been paid, which upset my client immensely because counsel on the other side was obviously misleading this court because the document's right there. Those were direct payments to the child support since 2022, the last one made in March of 26. So for him to come into court and argue over and over in front of my client, and like he did today, that he's paid zero is an absolute falsehood.
Judge, I don't know what he is showing you, but...
I'm showing him a court document where child support's been paid.
Hold. Let's not talk over each other. Let's say,
He hasn't made a single payment since the entry of the final judgment, which I believe was in 2023.
Okay.
So
Please look at that document to show that.
He did say he hasn't made a single payment since entry of final judgment. So if that document is from 2022, final judgment was made in 2023. So her lawyer is technically correct. But he did try to allude to this idea that he hadn't paid a penny since 2019 too. So he kind of said both. But the whole point is this. Bro, if you got money to pay $43,000, come on, bro. You're making money. You're making money. Just, bro, got to go to work. But what do you guys think about Faizon? You think Faizon's full of crap? You think he's full of boo-boo? You think he's full of dookie? Or do you think he's really broke and struggling and can't make ends meet? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. As big as he is, big as a house too. I know that boy is eat well. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think we should just end it right here? Or do you guys think we should talk about this situation with Caitlin Clark being attacked by these ferocious black women on the WNBA court? Which many people are saying is leading to people not wanting to watch the WNBA. You guys let me know what you want. What do you guys want to cover this Caitlin Clark joint? Or do you guys want to talk about Trump? Somebody said he was lying on CNN or something like that. I didn't even watch it. I haven't watched it, honestly. I think bro is a complete deadbeat. I think he might have paid the $43,000 and was just like, F it, I ain't giving her shit else. She probably pissed bro off. All right, y'all. We're gonna talk about the NBA boycott. We got one vote, and that vote wins. If y'all didn't want to talk about that, y'all should have said something. No, I'm not. I wasn't gonna talk about Trump. Somebody was bringing that up. So basically, people are out here saying that we need to boycott the WNBA because apparently Caitlin Clark was like tackled on the ground and then somebody punched her in the throat. Now, I don't think I could show you this without getting a copyright strike, but apparently, and Disney is serious in the WNBA, though nobody watches. You would think they would be happy that someone would watch their stuff, but they'll try to get you. Apparently, someone punched Caitlin Clark in the throat, man, on the court, and it was like clear as day. And people are now saying we need to boycott the WNBA because they're allowing black women to brutalize this precious white angel during games. And they say that goes against the spirit of basketball. Now, I like Caitlin Clark. She does well. I think people hated on Caitlin Clark. I believe people wanted Angel Reese to be better than her, and she just wasn't. Now Angel Reese kind of has her getting her act together now that she's playing in Atlanta, but she wasn't better than Caitlin Clark when they both came into the league. But people wanted that so bad. I don't know why. Just let the best person who works the hardest be the person. And so they kind of sat by quietly and let her be abused. And I'm telling you, that's a part of black culture. Black folks will sit by and let somebody get absolutely annihilated if they don't like that person. So I understand why people were like, we're just not going to say anything. But what they don't understand, it undermines the appeal of the game. So now I see more black people kind of coming out like, yo, this has to stop. First year, hazing, rookie, whatever. But now it's getting to the point where it's like, it has to be stopped. It has to be addressed. Let me let my boy RF in. He's going to help me cover this segment.
Baby, the mask always slips eventually. See, the media worked overtime trying to sell Caitlin Clark to all of us like she was the second coming of basketball. And it was like the NBA finally found this comfortable face that they could package up and market to the world about this is the WNBA.
Man, see, and this is what I'm talking about. Caitlin, no one packaged her any kind of way. She was balling. It's like saying the NBA perfectly packaged Steph Curry to be this, that, and the third. No, bro was shooting the lights out. This is sports. People don't go with the narrative that the WNBA chooses. People recognize real, and people recognize this girl as a real baller. She won the national championship, got in the NBA, WNBA, and was dominating from day one, while Angel Reese was missing layups. It was the reverse. Black people wanted Angel Reese to be the face of the NBA, but Angel Reese was too inconsistent. So they stopped talking about gameplay and start talking about, oh, look at her flirting with Shaq. Oh, look how cute she is. Look how much booty she got. Look how fine she is. Look at her modeling. They start trying to make it about everything else, kind of like they do with LeBron. And Caitlin Clark, with her little ugly self, she just kept on shooting that basketball. She just kept on passing that rock. And she excelled in the area that brought her initial surge of attention. While you tried to get basketball enthusiasts to care about somebody who plays basketball because they walking across a modeling stage. Because they look cute in a bikini and they making TikToks. And it didn't work. So then y'all try to say, well, they made her this. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. She made herself what she is. Now you hate, and these women were jealous of her.
And even then, I was one of the few people that was like, nah, some about this don't sit right with me. And now y'all want to act shocked that she walked out with Morgan Wallen. Shocked for what? See, people tell you who they are all the time. Problem is, y'all keep giving soft spaces for racism and disrespect. When somebody benefits from the system, they rarely question it. Why would they? That's like expecting the casino to complain about the slot machine when the slot machines still make sure they get paid. And then many of you keep mistaking marketing for morality. Just because somebody smiles in your face don't mean they stand for you. A velvet glove can still hide a clenched fist.
You cannot. This lady is an idiot. If this was about racism, they would be kicking these black chicks out of the league for assaulting Caitlin Clark. There's this little light-skinned girl with some glasses right now. They're giving her more hype than Caitlin Clark right now. Caitlin Clark ain't even the belle of the ball no more. And y'all out here screaming racism. Come on now.
Not put out a...
All right, if you want to say something.
No, I'm saying they making her more hype than she is, but they act like this lady been plucked out of obscurity somewhere and just dumped into the NBA as a player. Like the whole thing is, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't even get it. Like they so mad at this girl for something that I don't even know if they would just
For being good at basketball.
for being
They're
good at
pissed off
basketball.
her for being good at basketball.
Right, and if they'd have just played her and just let her be whoever she gonna be, she would have probably just petered out eventually anyway. So I don't even know what the whole hype is. They wanted Angel Reese wants to be the only one. I don't understand it, but she got a
Angel Reese misses
podcast.
layups, bro, and
Right,
can't jump.
well, she got a podcast, she got a shoe deal, she got all this kind of stuff. All this outside in basketball stuff, which is cool, but you can't be the only one. But anyway, go ahead.
Angel Reese couldn't beat a middle school boy in 1-on-1.
Promotional poster celebrating the 30 years of the WNBA, and there's no Caitlin Clark on it. And I'm saying to myself, I know I can't name half the women there. I guilty as charged. I am not a fan of it. I will never watch it. I don't care about it. But I do know who Caitlin Clark is. And for you to celebrate the 30 years of your sport that nobody has ever cared about until Caitlin Clark became a professional and not put her face, you're either brain dead, stupid, or you hate her.
She is the most famous player. You can't put one of her teammates on the poster, which they did.
Did they?
And not put her on the poster.
Like it actually bothers me, but because I can't figure out why.
Boy. So we got to talk about the WNBA, a topic that
Nobody talks about the WNBA. WNBA sucks.
Man, I haven't watched one WNBA game.
I tried to take my daughter to a game. Like I was like, "You want to go to a W?" She was like, "Nah." She was like, "I don't watch that."
Honestly,
She a volleyball player.
I'd rather watch women's tennis.
Shit, women's tennis is exciting.
Oh yeah, it's good. And old ass Serena Williams about to get her ass back out there at 42 years old.
Bro, women's tennis will have you on the edge of your damn chair, bruh. It'd be so, especially when it's like, you down 2 sets or whatever, and it's like point game, and you're like, oh shit, and you want you remember Serena them, they'll always get themselves in trouble, then come back and dominate, right?
Oh, always.
Once the little chicks start getting tired of running side to side, and then Serena start putting that power on them, she come all the way back. She be in a deficit, come all the way back and win.
Yep,
man, my auntie used to have me watching that shit, bro. I've been addicted to women's tennis ever since.
Oh, I used to love it, but I liked it when it was like when the Williams was on the. Well, Venus, she never left. She's just old and still playing. Serena done lost about 100 pounds with Ozempic, everything else, and now she coming back out there on Wimbledon. She's gonna make her reappearance, which I don't think
Serena
is a good idea.
low-key looking good again. She looking thick again.
She
looking kind of thick again.
I mean, to be honest with you, man, I just never was a fan of how. I don't know, but go ahead. I ain't gonna say too much.
No, but we can't show y'all the scene, but we can show you where this girl literally dug her. Come on, bro. This is not an accident. This ain't jujitsu. This is basketball.
That's
how do you even get in a position? Come on, bro. And this is my thing, Kaylin. Fight back. Do like what's his name? Robin Harris said in Bebe's Kids. Get a grip and knock the hell out of one of them hoes.
Her team, you know what? She need how
an
Steph
enforcer.
Curry. Yeah,
She need an enforcer.
She need a Draymond. Like Steph Curry, he be
She
out
need
there.
a Rodman. She need a Rodman. Draymond get his ass beat. She need a Rodman. Somebody who really whoops some ass.
I disagree with Draymond.
Draymond will get his ass kicked, bro. Stop it.
He been out there kicking y'all in the nuts and everything else, and y'all still ain't doing nothing.
Man,
Go ahead.
Draymond soft as hell.
He been beating y'all up for 10 over 10 years. He been beating y'all up, and he's yet to get beat up on the court.
She needs somebody who they really fear. You know what I'm saying? Like Rodman. Remember when Rodman punked the shit out of Alonzo Mourning because he was bullying Scottie Pippen?
Yeah.
He didn't want to look his ass in the eye, bro. He was looking down.
Right.
I said Rodman was that dog right there. They was scared of Rodman. That's why that fool
yeah.
could wear lipstick and shit and they wouldn't say nothing.
But for her not to be on a poster for the anniversary is
weak.
Crazy work, man. It's kind of like No, I don't want to equate the two. That big MLB scandal going on with that with the rainbow people and the Giants and all that bull crap.
Man, listen, that stuff is stupid. And that, man, look, forget the Giants, right? But the thing is, they gotta understand they in a gay city, so it was gonna be outrage anyway.
Yeah, but LA said they want it. LA said no, even though the LA said no, we want it mandatory. LA said LA is even more radical than San Francisco. At least the San Francisco owner said it's optional. We gonna do this, that, but LA said no, we want our month, our day, and everything like that. So
Yeah, because LA want the money, shit. San Francisco is a small market, bro. People try to make San Francisco, oh, it's a big city. San Francisco is an incredibly small market, bro. They don't make no money like they're not bringing in no revenue like that because all the businesses are leaving. LA is way richer than San Francisco, I believe.
I don't think so. I think Northern California is richer than Southern California.
But we talk about city by city.
Well, I think you have to throw Northern California in as a whole when you're talking about LA because San Francisco is 7 miles by 7 miles. It's not even that big. It's almost a peninsula. But when you throw Northern California with the AI, we got Salesforce here. They got AI here. A lot of money is in San Francisco. Let it be no doubt. In LA, you guys are steadily losing money because no films are being made there. You don't have no tech market to speak
LA
of.
LA has a higher total private wealth estimate, which is $1.5 trillion versus.
Yeah, but that's just people living there, not people with businesses there. People have houses in there. Actors have big houses and mansions in LA and stuff like that. But you don't really
they say
create anything in LA.
San Francisco is richer than Los Angeles in terms of per capita wealth and millionaire density. So they got more millionaires up there.
Right.
But LA has a higher total private wealth estimate. So people might do all their business in San Fran, but they're probably like living in, like they're doing all their partying in like LA, you know?
Yeah, true. I see that. But LA don't make nothing no more. I mean, the film industry used to drive LA, but even the people who are actors, hired hands, stage hands, they out there crying now because they can't get no work because of, the mayor and the unions and everything else and the writers. So LA is just kind of dead right now.
But then if you go to the top 10 richest cities in the world, New York is first, Tokyo is second, and LA is third.
Okay.
And then San Francisco is fourth, and fifth is Seoul, South Korea. Paris, France. Wow.
When you say riches, what do you mean like by people with money or people that actually make things because I'm trying to think what does LA produce now?
Mexicans.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it used to be though. Yeah, because it used to be like Hollywood, you know what I'm saying, like Hollywood. But now that's even kind of going down in the dumps. But Karen Bass about to be reelected again, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But
yeah, she's going to be reelected for sure.
Yeah,
I think San Francisco. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Los Angeles. Though San Francisco relishes in its economically wealthy reputation due to the nature of Silicon Valley and its billionaire population, Los Angeles enjoys a similar status. Situated in the southern part of California, Los Angeles is known for its large population of celebrities, tech moguls, and the financially fortunate. However, this megacity is most famous for its thriving entertainment industry, which pumps billions of dollars into the city and country's economy.
Right.
Otherwise, Los Angeles enjoys wealth from other industries like biosciences, trade information, transportation, and aerospace. So because SpaceX and all that is all in LA.
Well, Texas now, but Tesla's actually here in Northern Cal, not in San Francisco, but across the bay in the East Bay. But you got to think, LA is like 10 times the size of the city of San Francisco itself. So you can't even they
did consider the Silicon Valley though. They are counting in this one. They're ranking San Francisco with Silicon Valley and all that because it literally says they have prominent startups across Silicon Valley. So city per city, Los Angeles is killing San Francisco, but San Francisco has to incorporate its whole what is that called? Its whole little area, right? Its whole region, basically. But they're saying LA has 34 billionaires.
Yeah, but I don't think they even work. Though all those billionaires aren't in the aren't not all in the entertainment industry.
But
I
you know
think you
they have
have
more than
people.
just entertainment in LA. Come on.
Well, what else? I can't
LA
think of
has
one.
tourism. More people are touring going to LA than San Francisco by far. Then LA has the sports industry. Don't nobody care about the Warriors or
Who cares about the
the
Lakers?
Giants. What are
Who
you talking
cares?
about? Lakers are like the most famous NBA franchise on earth.
Yeah, but you're the biggest losers ever. Like you, I mean, you don't ran. LeBron about to leave.
The
What's his
Dodgers.
name?
We ain't talking about what's about to happen. We talking about the history.
Yeah, I mean, LA
Los
ain't
Angeles has produced the best NBA players in history, bro. Like
It's not in
Magic
history. That's the
Johnson,
key. History.
But all that is so.
Man,
Think about this. We
take
have
you
LA.
and your bubble ring and go somewhere. We
Yeah, I don't
ain't
like
trying to hear. We
LeBron.
ain't trying to hear none of that.
But look at this. They have the LA Lakers. The Clippers are coming up big time.
Yeah.
They also have the Dodgers. They also have the Angels, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, right? They
Never
also
heard
have
of
the yes, you have. They also have the Chargers, the Rams. Come on, bro. Like LA is dominating sports, bro.
I think LA, but y'all ain't winning nothing.
No, all the teams
Well,
are
I'm sorry, the
good.
Dodgers did win. Did they all win the World Series last year?
Yeah, they won the World Series.
Okay,
They're basically
yeah.
winning it at will. But then you have San Francisco. Then you have the Chargers and the Rams. Both of these teams are successful. Both of
I'm
these
not here.
teams are good.
I'm not here as an SF salesperson anyway. But I'm just saying I don't see what
You love
LA makes.
SF, dude. You
I
be
mean,
down there on what is it called? Mardi Gras Street. What is that?
Mardi Gras.
Yeah,
Mardi Gras.
but look, Caitlin Clark. Back to what we was talking about. Caitlin Clark, man, she's getting absolutely brutalized by these chicks. The chick who hit her in the throat has been suspended. But I think Caitlin, you're just gonna have to start fighting back, baby. You're gonna have to start cooking people.
She's not a fighter though. You know what I'm saying?
It don't matter, bro. You better learn something.
She ain't no Larry Bird. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
listen, bro. Anybody could throw a punch or kick somebody in the damn ankle. Even Shaq used to pretend like he was gonna hit somebody with them wild ass swings missing on purpose.
no, she got to pick one person and just beat their ass.
No, don't even. Let me tell you. You want me to tell you what Caitlin Clark should do? Caitlin Clark should learn judo, and just random as hell when these black chicks go up to score a bucket, she should just grab the chick and body slam that hoe on the ground hard as hell. They'll leave her alone. Once they know you crazy and you willing to get fined, suplexing somebody, they are going to leave you alone.
Right. And I think it's crazy how they trying to run her out of the league. Like the league is already on fumes anyway. You're gonna try to run one of the most popular players out the league. Like that don't make no sense to me. Like it's just a dumb move. I don't even understand why you jealous or what. Like, you know, she ain't like she ain't pay her dues and she just came up there as some Nepo baby like Bronny Jr. and started playing. She actually played college ball. You know what I'm saying? She did what she needed to do.
I mean, she did everything she needed to do, but these chicks are just jealous. And you know that's the nature of females. Females get vicious when they jealous. Right. A female will kill out of jealousy. A man might kill out of anger or like feeling betrayed, but a woman will kill over jealousy.
Right. But they all getting deals though. All the top WNBA players, they all have shoes and they're all getting little deals and
but
endorsements.
Nobody buys those shits. My daughter played volleyball. She bought the KDs.
The girls do. I mean, the girls, they do. The women do
buy them shit. That shit.
You know, I got.
What is this girl wearing? Well, this girl is wearing a men's shoe right here in the picture.
Yeah, because she got big feet.
Man, what are you talking about?
I mean,
they got a wiener.
Well, I heard Angel Reese talking about some. She on blogs talking about fashion and she should wear this and she.
But Angel Reese, but you know, real talk, Angel Reese should come out and speak out against what's going on with Caitlin Clark. Like if you a real one, you should be like, hey, this bullying shit got to stop. Like because you know why they're doing it? Because they don't do it to Angel Reese. Because they're doing it for Angel Reese.
Well, and plus, I think it's something about them just thinking like they don't want to get shown up by her. And I don't understand like why I don't, you know, like I don't get it. Like What's her third year in the league or second? At least.
Shit, I don't know. I don't watch that shit.
Yeah, but man,
I don't even know.
I don't ever watch the WNBA, man. I don't even watch the finals.
Caitlin Clark needs to marry like a player who's in the NBA who's really good, and then I think they'll leave her alone. She needs to marry like Austin Reeves.
Clay.
Hell, Clay just was just humping Megan Thee Stallion. You think he want this flat back? Come on, bro. You know Meg Thee Stallion might be a thought, but you can't go from that to that. You just can't. Looks alone,
Man,
bro.
He did my girl dirty, man. But
didn't do that heifer dirty. She was a
did my
attention
girl
seeker.
dirty, man. He just cut her off immediately.
Nah, he did.
No kind of warning.
Listen, she actually broke up with him.
Yeah, but he is one of those breakups where he like, I'm a forcer. I don't want to be the one to do it, but I'm going for.
She greatly overestimated her value in his eyes. Called it off, thinking he was gonna beg her.
You know, she was over there cooking.
She was trying to get one of those like classic Hollywood, like, oh, I left him and then he begged me to come back, and bro just let her keep it going. He like, keep it moving.
Man, he had that girl
do
over
it
there
moving.
Cooking. He had thinking.
I mean, I wouldn't. Me personally, I wouldn't have left her. But then again, I'm not in Clay's income bracket.
Right,
I would have been like,
yeah,
I would have been beating her down. She'd do whatever she wanted to do.
What I was surprised at is after they broke up, all these, the Manosphere came out with like all these memes of like all the guys that that she had hooked up with. I was like, damn, she had.
I mean, look at Caitlin Clark though. Ugh.
Yeah.
Like I could.
I mean, look at her. She looked like she's in pain, bro.
She looks like she's in pain, but look at those damn shoulders. She buff. She looked like an 8-year-old, an 8th grade boy, dude. She.
But see, even the men's team don't even put their hand around nobody's neck. That's a brutal, like that right there, man.
Nah, somebody choked somebody out before with their hand.
Yeah, true, but like it ain't like.
This was malicious, bro. This like she
just
tried to crash her windpipe or something.
Right. And you act like it was like off of a hard foul or something.
Nah, this was so petty. She fell
you know
on
what
her
I'm saying?
own.
Yeah, like it wasn't. This lady don't even be hard fouling nobody like that. You know what I'm saying,
bro? This is just disgusting.
But real quick,
no, she is. Like, Caitlyn is one of the few that are straight. Like I think that too. I think it's a lesbian thing that comes into play here too.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of but no, a lot of the women that are in there now are like not even like a lot of them are actually like Angel Reese ain't no lesbian.
No, Angel Reese is not a lesbian, but I'm saying there's a lot of lesbians in the league. And I heard like if you are straight, they kind of like gang up on you.
Oh yeah, they probably got the lesbian mafia up in there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
The player, somebody free to play said they need to find and suspend. They did suspend her. I don't know if they find her. They probably don't even make enough.
Yeah, but what about an apology? It should be a public. Yeah, public apology.
I think they should make her call her massa. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, you're wrong, man.
I'm sorry, massa.
No wonder you MAGA racist. Getting rid of the Haitians. All y'all do is try to bully black people.
Let me get my girl 5-0 right here. She blessed us with the $20 super chat. CC is the best player. Caitlin Clark is the best player. And she's very beautiful. The first part, I'm going to agree with you. The second part, I'm going to have to call a flag on the page. She ain't even She's not my cup of tea, but I mean, she beautiful to somebody. I think she got a boyfriend. Thank you, 5-0.
And I never really watched her play like that. Like I can't even remember watching her like a whole quarter of her like on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? Like I just know her from clips and stuff.
I just know like little highlights. That's what I know. She was cooking.
Yeah.
Like it's just something about like the women, like they shoot pretty good. They have sometimes a good pass, layup, but I don't see nothing that's like, you know what I'm saying? The WNBA needs their version of Magic Johnson. Somebody who just Showtime. We cooking. They need one team that dominates so hard that they question whether or not that team could be the guys' team, and then they like make them play each other.
Right. Hey, you had the 2-hour mark, but I wanted to just hear you because I didn't get your whole thing. I got on like kind of the like towards the middle, after the middle. So what you think the TPS on about the TPS on the Haitians? You think that's fair or you think it's not fair? Just
That
real
was the
quick.
whole beginning of the show. Arif, what the
I know
hell?
I missed it. I missed it. I was doing some stuff. But you ain't got to give a whole just a yes or no.
I
Like you
think
just
I mean I support it 100%. I believe
oh for real?
they've been here since 2010, and before that actually they came over for an earthquake. I mean because of an
No, that was
earthquake.
the Nicaraguans. That wasn't even the Haitians.
Listen,
That was the
man.
Nicaraguans.
RF, don't argue it with me until you go do your research because you don't know
No,
what the
but
hell
I'm
you talking
saying the
about.
Nicaraguans came before the
The
Haitians. They were the
Haitians
ones.
came because of an earthquake.
True, but the
So
Nicaraguans been here longer.
why are you bringing up Nicaraguans? It's not
Because
even a lot of them.
why don't they get their TPS
Trump
before
is
they get
getting
the
rid of.
Haitians?
It's not just Haitians. He's ending it for Syrians and a couple of other groups.
But do you
So,
think this sets precedence to end it for this sets a precedence
okay,
for
let me
any
ask you a
group?
question. When would you like to end temporary protection status? When would you like to end it?
I think there should be a path to citizenship for
Now,
these people.
stop. This is How does temporary protection end up being a path to citizenship?
But these people have jobs, they have
It doesn't
American
matter
born
what they got.
children, they're
They
paying
knew.
taxes.
Listen, they knew. And I don't think they pay no taxes. I think they get a tax return every year. You stop it. Stop it. I know Haitians. They scamming like a mug too. But
They
look,
taking care of your granny in the
listen, my granny is
hospice
dead.
center.
My granny is dead and wasn't a single Haitian at that hospice center. But here's the thing. It's temporary protective status. This is what I believe. I believe when you come here, you know it's temporary. So you should be stacking your bread, preparing for when you got to go back.
No, they stacking babies.
That's what I'm telling you. And the babies are more than welcome. Their bastards are more than welcome to stay, the ones they pushed out over here. But what I'm telling you is temporary protection status is just that, temporary. You're not getting permanent status because of an earthquake. They didn't give TPS to Dominicans because of the earthquake. The Dominicans just did what they had to do. Haitians need to go build Haiti. Because
do you know when TPS started? Was it the 80s or 90s?
It don't even matter when it started. What I'm telling you is it's time for it to end. It's not permanent. Mm-hmm. And those people need to go build their country because here's the thing. I saw Kenyan soldiers go to Haiti to get rid of the gangs. And I watched as Haitians cheered on gang members as they fought against Kenyan forces, right? So don't tell me when you're getting sent back that you scared. That is dangerous. You cheered the people who made it dangerous. You cheered barbecue, right? You cheered it. Yeah, you cheered barbecue. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Barbecue. You know what I'm saying? You cheered him on. And now you scared to go be back with him? Hell to the no. Take them back over there. Bro, bro, and then like I told them earlier, I'm basically doing a whole nother show for you, RF. This is how you know you a day one. Bro, they got a little too uppity for me. If you could have heard these folks talking, they was talking like they was running shit.
Oh, you heard that lady said we built this country. That
Man,
I
want to body slam her ass up off the podium. Shit, I wish I was there.
Hey, bro,
we built this country.
That Haitian lady said we built.
I wanted to snatch that wig off her damn head.
Doctor, what's her name? Doctor, what?
Doctor, my foot. Doctor, she could have been Dr. Schultz for all I give a damn. I'd have put my foot up her ass. Man. Dude, listen. She said and said it with her chest too.
With her chest. When I saw that, man, I was listening. Actually, I was listening to it from the background. I said, we built this country.
I said, oh Lord, now I got to cut you. Now I got to cut you. She was doing too much, bro.
Yeah, she did too much. Like, you know.
Man, they don't realize like y'all over here by the grace of God, we blessing y'all. How you over here now? You didn't build, and I ain't doing that. And that's the problem with a lot of these immigrants. They come through with the revisionist history.
Right. But you know what's funny? These people been here like 10, 20 years, and it's not like you have to stay in TPS status. You have the option to change your legal status from TPS to a green card or whatever. But you just sat there for 10, 20 years, not just saying, oh, once I get in, I'm in. Ain't nothing gonna change that.
But you also have the ability to use the money you're making here to build your country back up. Like
or a soft landing.
Money controls politics. Y'all over here making way more money than anybody in Haiti. You telling me y'all haven't collectively found a candidate to run or funded a candidate to win from over here? Come on, man. They're not even trying.
It's
And that's the
America. America has been putting
if you
Haiti
want
down.
to if you want to be annexed by America, just say that. Just say we want you to come in and take over.
Oh,
Because
hell
I could
no.
listen, I can deal with that. But they want to talk tough. Oh, the white man, we fought the white man and all this shit, but you begging them, you don't want to leave them. See, that's my problem. I ain't got time for it.
Right.
I don't have time for that type of hypocrisy. They need to go back. They got, what they wanted. Here this heifer go right here. Let me share this tab.
Oh, no.
My question to the Supreme Court: what exactly am I going to say to those 100,000 children who are born here and whose parents are on CPS and can be at any time deported? What should be my answer? And my hope is that you have a child.
Welcome home.
If you don't have a child, you have a nephew, you have a cousin, and you know how deeply connected parents are to their children. And for you to sit on this highest Supreme Court desk and make such a terrible, horrible decisions, to me, this is not acceptable. And I think this is the time for all of us, this entire country, need to stand together and to say enough is enough.
Look at the face of the white lady and the Asian standing behind her.
That Asian lady is the mayor. The Asian lady behind her is the mayor.
This is
of,
Wong or
Boston.
whatever her damn name is.
Yeah.
They looking like they bored as hell. They like, man, y'all is out of here, bro.
She wanted a moment. She definitely wanted a moment.
Every single decision.
She could have several moments. Why don't she go run for the presidency of Haiti? Since she knows so much.
She should talk to barbecue.
They want to barbecue. Hey, she want to talk big shit. Go take it over there and get the presidency. Since you know so much about how a country needs to be run, go over there and bring Haiti back to prominence. They'll never do that. They just want to tell the white man how to run his country. Well, tell us because we not white, but they want to tell Americans how to run our country. Well, then that means you need a country of your own.
Well, who's gonna take care of the jobs in the hospices and
Man,
the nursing
damn
home
all
facilities?
that. Listen, they're the reason people don't want those jobs because they're driving down the wages. So you pay. Listen, bro, I'm gonna tell you just like this. My girl is a nurse, right? There's something called registry, right? You can do this if you're a CNA, a nurse, or a medical assistant. You go on the registry. The registry will pay you to go fill in for somebody who call off for work, right? These registries are paying people like $40 an hour to fill in for people who call off. Why? Because that's what someone is supposed to be making for doing those jobs. But when you have immigrants coming who will do a nursing job for $25 an hour, it undermines the ability of the citizen to demand a livable wage.
Right.
I just said on this show,
It ain't like they skilled either. They just going in there WWE and these patients.
they abusing folks, man. They abusing folks. They ain't doing it right. They in there, folks be pissy and stuff. You listen,
I've
bro.
seen it.
You can't bring a third world mindset to the first world and expect them to do things the proper way. It's the values are different.
Right.
They'll let their mom and daddy sit and piss over in their country as long as they giving them some food and giving them a roof over their head.
Right.
My whole point is they might do the job, but do they do the job according to the standards of America?
Not to Western standard. I wouldn't think. I wouldn't think so.
They don't. But that's okay because they're only getting what, 25? Some of these folks is in there doing nursing and CNA and medical assistant jobs for $20 an hour.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, get the Americans in there, pay them what they worth.
Right.
And then you'll have plenty of people. Trust me, if they said we need people to come change diapers for $30 an hour, it will be Americans lined up to change Dookie diapers.
Yeah, I might just change it.
Shit, I do it. No, 100%. 150%,
A
man.
little
But
part-time thing, yeah, you know.
yeah, shoot, I get a little dookie on my finger for 35 an hour. I ain't tripping.
Hey, but one more thing on this Medicaid and stuff like that. I don't even want to get into it right now, but at some point you got to talk about that lady, that Filipino lady that took $900 million from Medicaid. I think she's in California, that Medicaid fraud lady, nurse. They wrapped up a whole bunch of them in the hospice care people that was signing up dead people. And the one Filipino lady, she escaped she was Vietnamese. She back in Vietnam now, but she robbed $900 million from Medicaid or Medicare or whatever.
Because they have no problem stealing from this country because it's not their country. They have no problem stealing from American taxpayers because they don't feel any connection with us. I don't care if you white, blue, black, or green. I know when you look, this is what I know. I know when you go get your check and you look at ADP every month and you see that, like me, I just looked at my check. You know, for this past 2 weeks, I worked 2 weeks. My check, Alan, was over $5,000. Guess how much of that money I took home? Like $3,900. $3,900 off of $5,000.
Well, California gonna get their tax. It's local state. Honestly, if I could, man, I would move out of California. I just got too much invested wrapped up in here. But I'm trying to decouple from California to get the hell up out of here.
But this what I'm saying. I know that every American citizen feels that pain. So I wouldn't do something that pilfers the coffers of American taxpayer money.
But
I understand that that's wrong.
But but they're catching these people through AI, right? They're running these
They're
people
now
through
catching people. But what I'm
Right.
telling you is these scam empires were built with illegal immigrants.
Right.
They
Right.
needed people who didn't give a shit about the values of this country. And they
Somalis.
needed people who can change identities and become different people and stuff like that easily.
Right.
That's how you're able to do it, using fake identities. That's
Right.
how you're able to run this stuff because there's no paper trail, right? It leads back to nowhere. CPNs and all that stuff. It was a lot of Haitians who was involved in that PPP loan scam shit.
Mm-hmm.
They were pulling millions from
Right.
that.
And on TPS, they could get PPP. On TPS, you get everything that an American citizen gets when you're on TPS.
This dude gonna call me fat, musty, and lying for telling the truth. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Y'all act like black people are dumb. We know what's going on, bro.
I think his auntie on the way out of here. So he probably,
Listen, bro.
you know.
I was getting EDD fucking mail to my house for random people. And you know what's crazy? These fools will come to your door and knock and be like, "Hey, my name is Woo Woo. Did I get a piece of mail here?" I'm like, "Hell no, you didn't get no mail here. And if you did, I sent it back." They were sending EDD scam shit to random people's house. Then try to pretend like, "Oh, I live next door. I think they sent my mail over here." They were doing that in California.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and thinking, "Oh, they live in a house, so they won't think none of it. They'll just hand it to me." Right? So come on, bro. We're not doing this, bro. But anyway.
But one more thing I want to say because you've been here, you've been on, and you probably got to take a break. But man,
I gotta go somewhere. But go ahead.
If
Make it
things
quick.
go the way things are going with the Supreme Court rulings, when this birthright citizenship thing come out on Monday, if it goes the other way, meaning like Trump gets his executive order, it's gonna hit the fan out here. You want to talk about yelling and Democrats screaming? It's gonna hit the fan if it actually goes in his favor. But I'll leave it at that.
They need to get rid of the birthright citizenship.
It's coming. I think on Monday. It's Monday. It's gonna come out the ruling on birthright citizenship.
Hey, y'all do me a favor. If y'all like what y'all hear here, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Support this channel. We only speak truth here. I mean, RF, let's be real. Even if you don't agree with me, wouldn't you at least say I always talk about accountability on this channel?
Yes.
That's the name of the game. That's
I don't
what we
agree
need
with
to
what
bring
you're
back.
doing to the Haitians, but you know.
But I ain't lying with what I'm saying though. I ain't telling no lies. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you, RF, for coming up. Hey, it's good to talk to the day ones. Hey, look, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate everything y'all do for me in this channel. Till the next time, take care of yourselves. But most importantly, please take care of each other. And don't go over to nobody else's country for temporary protection status and then try to stay permanently. Peace.